Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Snowboard Pro Camp live chat. Kevin here, coming to you guys from Whistler, BC, Canada. Sorry, I'm losing my voice a little bit. But yeah, going to be on here for the next hour answering all your snowboard questions. So definitely hit me up with anything that's on your mind for snowboarding. This is also a super chat, so go ahead, hit that super chat button if you want to help support the channel. And it also highlights your questions so that I definitely will see it. And yeah, just gonna be on here for the next hour answering all your questions. Let me know where you guys are watching from as well. This is the biggest snowboard live video of the week, and it's awesome to see where everyone is watching from worldwide. So let me know. Definitely do some shout outs to everyone that's watching, and yeah, we'll do my best to answer as many of your questions as possible. After this live stream too, I'm gonna head over to Patreon for another half an hour of live stream. So I'll see you guys over there as well. Got a plane going overhead here in Whistler. Just give a quick shout out to a few people. 1994 Border, thanks for tuning in, man. J-Borg Rap, what's up? Thai USA Winter Sports, thanks for tuning in. 1,000 subscribers with no videos. Hey, thanks for tuning in, and great YouTube name. And Jen, thanks for tuning in, brother. Andy McLean. Chris Ayers is on the channel. What's up, dude? Good lemon cake last night. Lucifer Morningstar, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. In Motion SLB on the chat. Yeah, those spicy Thai noodles were good, man. Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Gonna get to as many questions. Just a quick recap of this past week or so. Was down at Mount Hood in Oregon with TJ and Yannick and Narav. Had an awesome week. Did lots of park riding, lots of spring park riding. Learned a couple new tricks. It was a cool week because started the trip with attempting some tricks and not quite getting them. And then by the end of the trip, was pretty stoked to get a few new things. The one that my main trick I was going for was getting the one-handed hand plant, and I finally got one. Now I just got to add the grab into it, but it was really a really fun trip down there. I think it's like the best place for like spring, summer snowboarding down at Timberline there at Mount Hood. So much fun, such a cool vibe, so many cool people down there. Had an awesome time riding with Casey Willax. If you guys haven't checked out his vlog, go check him out. And just like tons of snowboarders down there who are just really stoked. Met some awesome snowboarders too that watch this channel, and it was cool to do some laps with some of those guys and some hikes. And it was just such a cool experience all around. Going back there for High Cascade Session 1. Those guys over there too, they invited us to come do some skateboarding and some trampolining while we were down in Oregon, so got a chance to do some of that. And I had that video up for you guys too, the day that we had the lightning storm. So yeah, always something to do down there. Had a great time. But now back in Whistler for about a week before the Whistler Glacier opens. So I think I'm gonna get a Whistler Glacier pass. Just allow me to get up, do some riding up there on the glacier, check that out. And then back for High Cascade Session 1 on June 17th. So coming up quick. And gonna get to as many of your questions as possible here. Again too, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and then hit the notification bell so you guys get notified every time I go live here. And also guys, feel free to talk amongst yourselves. I know I can see you guys are already chatting each other up. And all right, let's get to the first few questions. Shred 1904 says Mount Hood. Awesome, guys. So Claudia's watching from Slovakia. What's up, Claudia? Harley Johnson, what's up? From England. Awesome, watching from England. Yulia watching from Russia. And Jen's watching from Belgium. My Adventures Colorado watching. Thanks for tuning in. Joseph from Arizona. Sad season, been over for a while here. Living vicariously through you, thanks. Awesome, Joseph. Yeah, thanks for checking out the content. Our goal is definitely to be snowboarding every month this year. So yeah, stay tuned. We're gonna be traveling all over. You gotta start traveling to get to the snow when you're in the northern hemisphere here. But yeah, I might head down to even Colorado again for another summer session in July, and then over to New Zealand and Australia. So looking forward to that. Charlie asks, have you ever rode in California? Yeah, we were riding in Mammoth back in January. Had a great time riding in Mammoth with the Sporter X crew. And yeah, Mammoth is an incredible mountain. I'd say it's one of the bigger mountains. It's pretty cool. Not as big as Whistler, but still lots of space, lots of terrain. And the highlight of Mammoth, I think, is their terrain park. Really, really cool terrain park there. Lucifer Morningstar says, sup Kevin, watching from Bath in the UK. Heading to the Fridge in Milton Keynes tomorrow to try and get over the 5 feet kicker. Oh, sick, man. Yeah, good luck. Have fun there. I wish we had a refrigerator here I could snowboard in today. Yeah, have fun, dude. Party Quacks asks, is it easier to do a backflip on a snowboard or on foot? I've never done one just off the ground on my feet, but it's definitely much easier on a trampoline. I might actually do some trampolining this week here in Whistler at Bounce, and very easy on the trampoline, but yeah, I think snowboard is much harder. Cash Record says, will you ever board in Maine? Oh man, you know, it's tempting to head over to the East Coast to like Maine and Vermont and over there, but man, the slopes are so much smaller. So it's like a long flight and costs a lot of money to travel somewhere for smaller hills. So it's a tough trade-off. We may do it. We were thinking about going to your area next January, but we'll see how the plans turn out. Lauren, watching from the UK. I've only taken up snowboarding this year. Watching your videos has really helped me, inspire me to commit, learning and having fun. Thanks. Awesome. Yeah, it's so great to hear, Lauren. That's definitely the goal, just to, you know, put out the info for people if they want to get into snowboarding or if they want to progress, and yeah, just show it in like a fun way. And that's what it's all about here, and that's what snowboarding should be all about, just having fun and progressing and having good times with your friends. In Motion SLB, when are you coming to ride in Scotland? Getting the Scotland question out of the way early. Sean Kent, what up, legend? Watching from down under. Winter has only just started here. Awesome, Sean. Yeah, I can't wait to come down to Australia too. Check out some of your guys' hills down there. I think TJ and I, we're gonna talk today and get the plans in for Perisher. So hopefully get down to Perisher sometime in September, like early September. McSlacker, are you worried that you'll lose the one-handed hand plant by the next season? Can you do anything to make sure you don't lose it? I don't think I'm gonna lose it, because one thing I've really been starting to learn about snowboarding and snowboard tricks is that it's like 90% mental. And once you kind of like wrap your head around a trick, it's like riding a bike. You just have it. Once you get it, you have it. And it's also a confidence thing. And with snowboarding, all the tricks everything is like very small, quick movements. So it's like, if you understand what is behind the small, quick movement that gets you the trick, then it's just about committing and having the confidence to attempt it. So with that hand plant, it's just one small, quick movement that once I commit to it, it just works. So I feel like now that I understand it, I'll have it for life, as long as I have the confidence to keep going for it. I guess it's if you lose your confidence, then that's when you have to build up to it again. But I feel like I have it. And McSlacker, watching from New York. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in. And Ryan says, who is your favorite snowboarder or skater? Favorite snowboarder or skater? I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, I don't think I really have a favorite at the moment. You know, one person that I've been tuning in recently, watching some videos, is Stale, pro snowboarder. He's got some really cool style. I like that he's putting some videos up on YouTube with the Gimbal God. And yeah, it's just fun watching him, watching the tricks. Watching him do tricks is pretty fun, pretty inspiring. Marcus says, was the snow in Austria different to the snow in Whistler? No, it was pretty much the same, but I feel like we didn't get the full Austria experience because it didn't actually snow while we were there, so we didn't get that like to experience like fresh powder. So everywhere we rode, it was kind of like that heavier kind of snow, and I feel like that's pretty similar to what we get here in Whistler. And Jay Borg Rap says, have you ever been snowboarding at Lookout Pass, Idaho? Haven't, but I'll look into it. I'm just gonna skip ahead a bit, guys, just because I want to see some of the latest questions. And Michael says, hey, watching from Michigan, any suggestions on spring or summer mitts? Yeah, definitely. So first, yeah, mitts are my favorite, and I've been really loving the Neff Ripper mitt. I feel like they have amazing grip, and they're just kind of like thin enough too to keep your hands nice and cool. As Chris would say, nothing's worse than wearing pizza ovens on your hands. So yeah, get a nice thin pair of spring summer mitts. Yeah, Chris actually has a really thin pair as well. I forget the brands, but they're the thin mitts with the dog and cat in outer space. If somebody knows what I'm talking about, it'd be awesome for you guys to leave it down in the comments here. And Jordan says Stale is a beast. He is a beast. NJO says, what's the best way to learn switch? I'm having real problems getting my head around it. Also, can you help me with foot pain while strapped in? And you're watching from Loughborough, England. Awesome, awesome, Neil. Yeah, so switch, you just gotta bring it back to the beginner slope. You know, you already know how to control your speed on your heels and toes. So the only new thing you're adding in is letting your back foot become your front foot and go straight down the hill. So to get over those first couple hurdles of like committing to it, just bring it back to an easy slope. And then put miles on it, like miles and miles and miles of riding switch. Try to, you know, spend half of your days riding switch. Anytime you get onto like a mellow area, just turn around, ride switch. So that's the best way. And then foot pain, there could be a few things. Try loosening off the lower zone of your snowboard laces. So keep that a bit looser. Maybe try doing your bindings a little looser. Excuse me, guys. And then if that doesn't work, you know, you may have to experiment with footbeds. Or, you know, your snowboard boots may be a little small. So lots of things there, but you just got to experiment and see which one works for you. And Thick Boy Athens says, are there still resorts still open in Europe? I'm not sure which ones are open in Europe, but it'd be awesome. Any of you European guys out there, guys and girls, if you know some of the resorts that are still open in Europe, let Thick Boy Athen know. Jordan watching from Michigan, awesome, man. Oh, and they're talking to each other about going to Landgraf. So apparently Landgraf is the biggest indoor slope in Holland. Be great to get down to Landgraf sometime soon. And all right. And How Jin says, my boots and bindings hang over. What should I do? So if your boots and bindings are hanging over the edge of your board, then you need to go for either a bigger board or a wide board. If your boot size is 11 or over, then you're probably looking at a wide board, or like even some of the boards, they do like a mid-wide board where it's just a bit wider. So look into a wider board, because it's not worth, you know, having a skinny board where your heels or toes are gonna drag once in a while. It definitely just go for the wider board, and then it saves you all kinds of trouble. For myself, like I have a size 10 boot, and sometimes I ride a wide board, and yeah, they're just as good. You don't really lose anything. There's actually some benefits to riding a wider board too, so you may need a wider board. You'll definitely need a wider board if your heels or toes are overhanging. All right, let's check out some of the brand new questions. Vince Newman watching. Yo, what's up, Vince? Reynard, could you give some advice on leg pain, specifically the quads, during riding? Greetings from the Philippines. Awesome. Thanks for watching from the Philippines. Leg pain, especially in the quads. Everyone's a little bit different, I guess, with their leg pain, but you could do some off-season sort of some training in between snowboard sessions. So getting into some squats. I find that even bouncing on a trampoline is really good for building those the quads and all those muscles. And then also you could play around with your stance a little bit. Your stance may be too wide or maybe too narrow, so you can try adjusting that. But yeah, what else for leg pain? Maybe get in some good stretching before snowboarding too. So if you feel like you're getting some pain, just get some have a stretch session before you start snowboarding, and yeah, try some of those things. But I feel like if you've got leg pain, it's just because those muscles are probably doing things they're not used to. So yeah, doing some stuff ahead of time, like some squats or trampoline sessions. And when I bounce on a trampoline, I do it in my snowboard stance, and I really feel all those muscles activating and working, just like as if I was on a snowboard. So give that a try too. So NGen says all glacier resorts in Europe are still open. Hinterlux, Kontertal, Saasfjord, Kaprun, so lots out there. Jeremy says Hinterlux in Germany is open all year round. Wow. And Rake88 says Stubai in Austria is definitely open. Okay, good to know. And Jevgenij, sorry if I butcher your name there, says Zermatt is open 365 days a year. Sick. And Mahai says great tips for riding switch. I've been riding only switch the past 2 seasons and progressed a lot. Thanks. Awesome. Yeah, switch is key for if you want to learn snowboard tricks, and I feel like it's just a great skill to have in general. Once in a while, if you're riding through powder, if your legs are getting sore, if your quads are getting sore, maybe turn over, ride some switch, and it can kind of give your muscles some relief. Nirvan says, what is the meaning of life, Kevin? The meaning of life, man, I don't know. It's a tough one. It's so deep. These live Q&As always have their deep moments. All right, so Kovalenko says, SnowboardProCamp, have Capita and from new had corrugation on surface. I didn't wax it. After first waxing, corrugation's gone because of the wax. Ideally flat, feel that I lost speed. Not sure what you're asking there. Maybe ask it again. Michael says you guys shred. Thanks, Michael. Kevin Paulson says, hey Kevin, if you're looking to come to New Zealand, I would definitely recommend Taroa and Wakapapa. Ski Field is 2 of the biggest resorts in NZ and has the longest season. Awesome, thanks for the advice. And Squilligus says, I have never been able to choose a dominant leg. For me, there is no such thing as switch. Both directions feel exactly the same. Nobody believes me. Is this a thing or am I some sort of a mutant? Yeah, I think you're definitely part mutant. I think the most common thing is for somebody to have a dominant leg, but if you feel like either way is strong for you, then that's ideal. That's perfect. That's exactly what you want. And Thick Boy Athen asks, do you think that Arbor will sponsor me since I got a logo tattoo? Wow. I don't think they'll sponsor you, but yeah, I hope you're happy with your tattoo. Shadow Pig says, I'm going to start snowboarding next year. Any tips to start? And how long does it take to get the hang of it? 16 and from Hampshire, England, by the way. I think it always depends on the person. People that come from like some kind of board sport background usually pick it up in like an hour or two. But if if you're reasonably athletic, I feel like you can pick it up within your first like snowboard session, within, 4 or 5 hours, kind of getting the heel and toe sliding happening and maybe like 1 or 2 turns. And then by the second day, you could probably start linking some turns together. I feel like that's usually how long it takes. All right, gonna go back to the top again. Most recent comments. Mark Holmes says hello from the UK. What's up, Mark? And Justin Goes Hambra says, what do you think, the Burton Custom or the T-Rice Pro? I'm do it all from park to mountain. I don't know. Those are both really good boards. I've been looking at the Burton Custom again, just checking it out. It's a super popular board because it's a do everything kind of board. But the Travis Rice Pro is also like that. Ooh, it's a tough one. I don't know. I feel like they're both really good. It's hard to pick one over the other. And Ryan C says, hey Kevin, what kind of computer do you use to edit? So I'm using an MSI like gaming computer, just because it's got a fast, like strong graphics card for editing. So that's what I use, MSI. And I think it was around $2,000. And the program I use to edit is Adobe Premiere CC. Taran Turtle says, I go way too fast going straight and sort of do falling leaf on these larger hills. How do I help this? So you go way too fast going straight and sort of do falling leaf. So it sounds like you're going straight for too long. So you want to get onto your new edge faster around the turn. So, let your board go straight, but then, use your body to steer your board. So use that front knee, your front hip, your shoulder, everything to steer your board the way you want to go, and quickly get onto that new edge. And then when you do get onto a new edge, spray a little bit of snow to the side, and that's going to help to control your speed every time you get onto that new edge. So let your board go straight, but then, try to quickly get it onto an edge, spray a bit of snow. That'll help control your speed so that you don't have to get into a falling leaf. I feel like that's the key for riding with speed, is even though your board's pretty much pointed straight down the hill, you're still on a little bit of an edge. You're spraying a little bit of snow, like every second or two to control your speed. And yeah, that's the best way to stay in control, is just by using your edges. Sorry guys, got some mosquitoes flying around the phone here. Michael says, thanks for the mid advice. Hope to see you at Mount Hood this summer. I'll be there all summer with High Cascade. Ah, sick, man. Are you gonna be teaching? Are you coaching down there, or what are you doing at High Cascade, Michael? Hey, Catherine Lee. She says, Kevin, got any tips on someone working as a kid's snowboard instructor? I'm applying for next season. Awesome. Advice for kids is just, let me think. Yeah, when I first got into teaching snowboarding, I mainly taught kids. And I think like the best thing is just to be patient, to make it fun, and teach them teach them kind of like at a good pace where they're like enjoying learning stuff and progressing, but it's not like there's no like stress to like learn too quickly. You know, like kids just want to have fun, and I feel like make the fun with snowboarding for kids like about the snowboarding and not about something else. So, you know, because snowboarding is so much fun, they love it. You don't have to like make it fun by playing like weird games or whatever. Just make it fun by getting them like really stoked about snowboarding. And then sometimes with little kids too, like I feel like you gotta set like a really good example and set like the tone of like the group. So like if they look up to you and they see you like doing doing positive things, then the kids want to like emulate you and be positive too. So yeah, just like set a good example, you know, lead them with like good knowledge for learning snowboarding, and yeah, just make it fun and at a pace that they enjoy. Hope that helps. So Lauren says, I'm getting better riding at speed when traversing, but I chicken out riding straight, except for the 1 second for turning. Any tips for building confidence to ride straight? Yeah, I think it's very similar to what I was just saying before with always having your board on a little bit of an edge, even when you're riding straight. Then you can like, you know, press your edge a little bit to spray a bit of snow, and that just like helps to control your speed a little bit. So, you know, you're riding straight, but you're not just like flat based and like gunning it. You're just constantly kind of getting your board on a little bit of an edge, side to side, spraying a little snow, and also like looking ahead a little bit too. So knowing where you can pick up speed and where the places are gonna be that you can slow down really help you to just have more confidence. But build it up slowly, and I think that it's like almost you'll start to ride with more speed without even noticing, because yeah, you're just like, it's just happening very, very gradually. I think that's the best way. And Kyra says, ever been snowboarding in New Zealand? Yeah, actually I have, about 10 years ago in Queenstown. So looking forward to going back there, checking out some more of those New Zealand resorts. And Engen with the super chat. Thanks, Engen, man. Really appreciate it. And it's he says, for the get Chris faster on the snow fund. Awesome. Thanks, Engen. Yeah, I'll pass that along to him. Yeah, Chris's recovery is going really well. If you guys get a chance, go check out Chris's YouTube channel. He's documenting his recovery and also putting out some cooking with Chris videos. And on the last video on the channel, yeah, go hang out with Chris, and also put there's some links there to Chris's channel. His channel is just his name, Chris Ayres, and his last name Eyres. And Charlie S says, I'm still a beginner and haven't yet broken through to the intermediate level, but would it be safe to get a hybrid rocker and break away from the strict rocker profile? I'm liking the Yes Libra. Yeah, definitely, Charlie. So I think like a full rocker, it's very like forgiving, turns really quick, very catch free. But even the hybrid camber rockers, they're still gonna be catch free on your nose and tail. But I think it's just gonna give you a little bit more control of your board, because you're gonna have more of your edge in contact with the snow. So you're gonna have, you're gonna feel more in control. You're probably gonna get more pop and snap out of your board too. So that's I think that's pretty huge. And yeah, it's just gonna be more performance out of that board. So I feel like, yeah, you can definitely go into that. You don't have to be like at a certain level to go for that kind of board. Yeah, those are good. The Camrock hybrids, they're solid boards. Frank says, are you coming out to the northeast this winter? Yeah, some plans. Don't have it locked in yet, but we're thinking about coming out to the Northeast area. And Pierce Armstrong, are you ever gonna come out to Ohio? Ohio, probably not. Is there some good snowboarding in Ohio? And Ben Jubert says, do you do YouTube as a job? Yeah, this is my only job year round. It's definitely, doing the YouTube thing has been something I've worked up to. So I started out, I was working other jobs while doing the YouTube thing. And each year that the YouTube channel has grown, I've been able to work other jobs less. And now, like, trying to do daily content, I really need to be, just working on this. And, you know, if I had to be at work right now, I wouldn't be able to do this live chat for you guys. So YouTube full time. And Asim says, hi, I'm trying to learn snowboarding on a dry ski slope in the UK. Do you think it'll make it much harder? Yeah, I think that a dry slope is probably more difficult to learn on, just because it's just a more difficult surface to learn on. So take your time with it. I know that dry slopes can be a bit less forgiving too if you fall. So maybe, just take your time. I don't know if they offer lessons there, but maybe get a lesson from somebody. And just take your time, be safe on that dry slope. All right, Bad Riders, what's up, Adam? He says, hi, Kev, getting keen, Aussie season kicks off next weekend. Awesome, man. Stoked for you. That's so cool. I hope you, make the most of this season, dude. That's super fun. Gonna talk to TJ about coming down to Oz and making our plans to come down there too. So hopefully we'll get to do some laps with you. Are you going riding opening weekend? And Imperial Sludge says, I want to go to Mad River Mountain next season. Wow, that sounds like a pretty cool resort. Where's Mad River Mountain? Def Knox says, Kevin, you should do daily vlogs. Trying to. It can be tough, but working up to it. I feel like doing the snowboard videos, it's like more effort. There's more to filming snowboarding. You got like the elements, you got snowboarding, you're on a mountain. But yeah, building up to the daily vlogs. And Slaughter says, greetings from Poland. Awesome. What's up Poland? Gabriel M says, watching your last vid, did you and Jill get engaged? Yeah, we did. We did about, it's a few months ago now. Been engaged for a few months. Catherine Lee says, like up the live stream. Awesome. Thanks, Catherine. Yeah, if you guys get a chance, hit that like button. We're at 43 likes right now. Also a reminder, guys, it's a super chat. So if you guys, got some mosquitoes. So if you guys have a question you need answering, just hit that super chat button. Awesome way to support the channel as well. And after this live stream, I'm going to head over to Patreon, patreon.com/SnowboardProCamp. There's actually a link below. But Patreon is another awesome way to support the channel. And we do another 30-minute live stream on Patreon. The Patreon live stream is really cool too, because it's like a smaller group, just like a more casual hangout. And it's a great way to talk, ask questions, and just talk about snowboarding or anything really. And Jib Jeep 79 says, Mad River Mountain is in Ohio. I learned to snowboard there. It's small, but the park is great. Nice. NJO says, Kevin, you're a star. Thanks for asking my last question. What's the best way to start leaving the slopes and start hitting the parks and off-piste? I think the best way is just to start like challenging your riding and trying to progress every day. So if your goal is the park, then, you know, when you're outside, when you're on the slopes, you know, practice your ollies, practice your switch, start hitting like little side hits, do little butter tricks, anything that can kind of like get you ready for the park, but you can do it safely out on the slopes. And then if you want to start going off piste, I think the best way is, if you can, like go with people that know the area as well, and people that will like stay with you. Whenever you're going off piste, you know, you want to keep it as safe as possible. So know where you're going, go with friends, get a whistle if you can, or have like a call. If somebody like falls, you can like yell something out, and then, you know, everyone can get together. But yeah, do it as safe as possible. But yeah, check out got a few videos on the channel for like learning how to ride off piste, and some things to help prepare you for the park too. Woo! And Rake88 says, anybody got Chris's YouTube channel link? Thanks. Yeah, Rake88, I put it, there's a link to it on the last video, right at the top of the description. And so you spell his name too, it's Chris Ayres, C-H-R-I-S, and then the last name is E-Y-R-E-S, Chris Ayres, that's the YouTube channel. Imperial Sludge says, I live near Boston Mills, probably the worst ski resort in Ohio. Okay, good to know. And Fush and Chops says, should make it to New Zealand. We start this weekend. Oh man, I'm so jealous. Yeah, we got to get down there. We're planning on a New Zealand, Australia trip this summer, so we're gonna get down there. And Pierce also says Mad River is in Ohio. Get Nautical says, how fast is Casey in person? Yeah, he's a pretty aggressive rider. That lap I was following him through, yeah, it's not that he was going too fast. It's just it's difficult filming towards the end of the day because some parts of the snow are really fast and other parts are slow because of these spring conditions. But yeah, to hit those big jumps, you gotta be riding in with lots of speed. So he was riding into all those big jumps with a good amount of speed so that he could throw down those like 5s and 7s. So yeah, he's an awesome rider. And I like Neurons saying hello from Arizona. What's up, Arizona? Adam Bad Riders, yeah, it's a long weekend here, so I'm going to my local for 2 days. Snow isn't that great with the rain. We haven't, but hey, some is better than none. Nice, some snow down in Oz. Good to hear. All right, guys, just gonna scroll down to the bottom, catch up on some of these questions. NQ. Have any experience with nitro bindings, particularly the nitro zeros? How do they compare to unions in your opinion? I haven't actually tried nitro bindings before. I don't think I've actually even seen nitro bindings. Would like to give them a try, but yeah, just haven't had the chance yet. But we'll do my best to get on some different pairs of bindings this next season. Rokus G says, sup Kevin, I'm new to snowboarding and I'm looking for a snowboard and I'm struggling with sizes. I'm 196 centimeters tall. And what size snowboard do you think I should get? 162 wide or 159 wide? So it also depends on your weight. So maybe tell me what weight you are. So I think I'm 188 centimeters and 175 pounds. And I ride my ideal board. It depends on what you want too. If you want a more of a park leaning board, then you want to go for a shorter board. So that would be the 159. If you want more of like an all mountain board, then the 162. So it definitely depends. But all snowboards will have a sizing chart as well. So check out the sizing chart, look up your weight. There's kind of like there'll be a chart with your weights across the top, board sizes down the side, and then just find where you match up. And then, yeah, the other thing to consider, shorter board for park and like freestyle type stuff, larger board for all mountain and powder and stuff like that. And Alex says, come to Taos, New Mexico next season. Maybe we will. New Mexico. There's snowboarding in New Mexico? Wow. My favorite thing about this live stream too is that I end up learning so much about new places, and yeah, you guys have some good info as well. Get nautical. Go heliboarding in Alaska would be a sick vlog. Yeah, we've actually been talking about that. Been looking into the best time to go heli skiing in Alaska, and we're looking at, I guess, between February to April is the best time. So we may be planning an Alaska trip next March. So yeah, that's an awesome idea. Get nautical. I think that's on one of my goals for snowboarding would be definitely to do some heli trips in Alaska. So I think we're gonna make that happen next March. Woo! Jeremy Stig, do you wear any back protection? I haven't, but recently, so I had a rib injury this past winter, so I did buy like a shirt that goes underneath that's got some padding around the ribs, and there's also a little bit of spine padding on it too. So I haven't worn it much yet, but I think next season I'm gonna get that shirt out, just like it's like a protective shirt that protects a bit. But I do know some people that wear a spine protector and they like it. So it's kind of one of those things that yeah, you can give it a try. I've never worn a full spine protector though. And Osvaldo says, when does Whistler usually open for next season? Sometimes it opens the third weekend of November. May. Third weekend of November. But sometimes it opens a little bit sooner. So maybe a week or 2 weeks sooner if we have a ton of snow. I would say the middle of November is like a good guess. And Jorge says, have you ever been to South America, Valle Nevado, Chile, or anywhere nearby? How was it? Do you have any plans on coming down here? Not at the moment, but yeah, I would love to get down to Chile or Argentina. It's yeah, just so many places to hit. Would love to get down there. All right, guys. Yeah, gonna scroll down, see what the latest questions are. CJ Explored's on here. What's up, CJ? Thanks for tuning in, man. CJ says, flying to Denver early tomorrow AM to get the truck, then driving up to Summit for A Basin's close. Awesome, dude. No, is TJ gonna be out there? Yeah, TJ should be there. So look out for TJ. Yeah, maybe send TJ some messages on his Instagram @BoardArchive, and hopefully you guys can meet up. That'd be really cool, CJ. Thomas says, you guys coming back to Europe next season should hit up Scotland. Awesome. All right. We got to hit up Scotland sometime. And Jim says, who makes the protective shirt that you mentioned? I'll have to, I'll leave that below, Jim. I'm not sure exactly the name of it at the moment. And Gallant Gage, hey, was wondering if you have been to Blue Mountain Resort near Toronto. Yeah, I have actually been there when I was a kid. In high school, we used to do our high school trips to Blue Mountain, maybe one a season. So I think I've been there 3 or 4 times, and it was all between the ages of like 14 to 16. Haven't been there in a while. A lot of my friends that live around, a lot of my friends are from Oshawa, Ontario, and a lot of them go to Blue Mountain. So it's a good spot. And Nick says, if you are a beginner, you probably want a more flexible board. Yeah, it depends on what you want to do, but flexible for, the more softer, easier to press, things like that. But with a softer board, then you lose a little bit of control too if it's too soft. So there's always like a give and take. Brink says, what brand of wax do you use? What is perfect to store boards for the summer? Really good question. I don't know the brand of wax that I use, so I can't help you on that one, but I do use wax. For storing boards, I think the best thing is to lay them flat someplace cool and dry, and then do your bindings up as well so that the bindings keep their shape. I think it's also good for your boots. Do your boots up too, because yeah, it just helps them to keep their shape as well. In the past, I had a friend who had his board standing up straight, and he had his bindings were like left open, and from the bindings being bent over all season, it created like a weak spot. And we went up, I remember it was our first day, and his heel strap just like broke in half because he had that weak spot from having his binding bent the whole season. So yeah, just do your stuff up, lay it out in a dry spot, and you should be good. All right, and we got a super chat from Ilikin. I like neurons. Very cool name. Thanks for the super chat. And ever try flow bindings, Kevin? I'm hooked. Awesome. I think you know, I've never tried flow bindings. I've seen people use them, and I know that people really are into them. I think I'm gonna have to give them a try at some point, because you know, like, I've never tried them. I don't really have any good opinions about them because I've never tried. I have seen people struggle with them in certain times, but that just may be because, you know, people do have struggles in general. So I'll have to maybe give them a try this winter. But yeah, I'm glad that you like them. That's awesome. I know a lot of people love flow bindings. All right. And Osvaldo says, planning on going to Whistler in January. Is the whole mountain usually open? Want to ride my 173 Nitro Quiver Cannon Blemish. Oh man, that's amazing. That's such a cool board. In January, all the runs should be open. Yeah, the whole mountain should be open in January. That's an awesome board. They have one here in Comore. I was looking at it all season. That giant, yeah, Nitro Quiver Cannon. I didn't pick that one up. I picked up the Nitro POW, but yeah, that board looks like a lot of fun. So I think you should be able to ride it the whole mountain. Hopefully you get some powder while you're here too. Glenn Gage says, hey, any recommendation on bib pants? I really like yours, but they're all sold out everywhere. Oh, dang. I've been looking at some different bib pants as well for next season. Mine, the ones I rode this past season have been great. The Dakine, I think they're the Dakine Y East bib pants. Awesome bibs. Couldn't say enough good things. I'm totally sold on bibs. I did pick up a summer pair of bibs too. They're the, I don't know what the model's called, but they're ride bib pants. The thing with them though is that they're super light. I would say that they're too light even for winter. So I picked them up because they're super light, so really good for spring, summer conditions. But I would recommend checking out some of the Volcom bib pants. So there's even a pair of Volcom camo bib pants. I think look pretty dope. So definitely maybe check those ones out. Volcom. And Jeremy Stig says, can't have that problem with the Burton flexible straps. So what he's talking about is Burton has put like a hinge on their straps so that when it opens, it just kind of like hinges open and it doesn't create like a weak spot from them hanging open. Yeah, that's definitely a good thing that Burton's made to solve that problem. And Jorge says, thanks for the videos, Kevin. Helped me a lot. Awesome. Thanks for watching, man. Josine Muller asks, is there still enough snow to ride? So here in Whistler, the snow is just like only on the glacier, or that's at least the only part of the mountain that's open. So you can ride there. It's really not that fun for just like casual going up to do some laps because the terrain's so limited. It's more like for going up to like to ride park, like hit the park features. So not the like ideal place to snowboard. But down at Mount Hood in Oregon, at the Timberline Resort, they still do have quite a lot of space. So if you're down in that area, that's the place where if for riding in the public. there's a ton of space to do laps and kind of do a bit of everything up there. Taylor Green says, are you going to come to New Zealand? Yes, definitely. We'll be coming to Queenstown to ride to Snowboard New Zealand this winter. Their winter, our summer. Awesome, guys. Gonna scroll through here. And SnowboardProCamp with the super chat. Thanks, man. Love your YouTube name. And it says, what is your biggest tip to hit jumps? So I think my biggest tip would be to practice lots outside the park first. So outside on the slopes, practicing riding with speed, practicing your ollie, practice hitting side hits, and just being comfortable outside the park, riding with speed, riding straight, and being in control. I feel like if you could do all that stuff outside the park first, then when you take it into a small jump in the terrain park, you're gonna be prepared and ready to go. Great question, man. And yeah, thanks for the support with the super chat. All right, and so I Like Neuron says, I have the Volcom bib pants. They are sick. Awesome. Yeah, I've been looking at those. They do look sick. I may get those for next season. And NGen says, I ride only Volcom pants. Nice. Yeah, I've had a few pairs of Volcom pants in the past. Have nothing but good things to say. And yeah, I've been hooked on bib pants the last year. The Decline ones are great, but yeah, always good to try out new stuff too. And haven't had a pair of Volcom bibs yet, so maybe next season we'll switch over to Volcom. Gallant Gage says, I will check out the Volcom pants. Also just got a new Snowboard Swiss Knife FP, and I can't wait to try it out. Just waxed it for the season with Burton fastest wax. It came with no wax on it. Yes, usually new boards, they like have factory wax. So, you know, get them waxed in the factory. So you may be good for a day or two without waxing it, but yeah, you need to get some wax on new boards after a day or two of riding, for sure. Football First says, hi Kevin, what's the vibe like in Whistler on winter opening day? Planning on coming over from London. Awesome, yeah, opening day in Whistler is really exciting. It's one of the best times of year here. Usually it's like a lot of locals and a lot of like new people to Whistler. So yeah, the vibe is just like excitement and people just really stoked. In the last couple of seasons too, it's been like powder days. So the opening days last couple of years have been really great. You know, it's not always going to be like that, but yeah, it's just a lot of excitement for sure, like opening weekend. Awesome that you're coming over. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you up there opening day. Mark S says, looking to get a Solomon Assassin as a first board to ride Queenstown in 2 weeks and then Japan in Jan. Ever ride this board? What are similar boards? Best review on snow. I haven't rode the Solomon Assassin. I don't have a lot to say about it, actually. I have not ridden that board. Maybe check the channel, do a search on the channel and see if TJ's done a review on the Solomon Assassin. But yeah, sorry man, can't help you out. Fush and Chips says, another collab with David Jones in the works. Yeah, definitely. When we go down to New Zealand, it'd be great to ride with David, collab with more videos for sure. Yeah, it was so much fun making videos with him and riding with him here in Whistler. So we'll definitely try to do that in New Zealand too. Raymond Chow says, Whistler opening day is amazing. Blackcomb opening day is better. Oh, wow. That's the kind of cool thing here in Whistler is that you kind of get 2 opening days in the same place because usually one Whistler opens first usually and then Blackcomb after, or vice versa. I can't remember. CJ Explorer says, any tips on stance or binding setup in slush? or just no stopping the stick? I think for the slush, you kind of got to do the same stance. The funny thing with the slush is that the snow conditions change throughout the day. So your riding style kind of has to change with the snow conditions. So in the morning, it's going to be like really fast. Then it slows down a little bit. And then towards the end, you're just trying to keep your speed. So I kept my stance was like a twin stance because we were riding park most of the time. I could see if you're just like doing more free riding, then you probably want to have your stance set back towards the tail. But yeah, I feel like you just got to adapt with the changing slush conditions. And all right, bad riders. I always wax my new boards first. I had some bad experience with factory wax and found it never is as fast as I want it to be. Good point. And James says, Volcom pants and Oakley flight decks are the best recommendations. They're awesome. Thank you. Awesome, James. Yeah, happy that it helped. Yeah, I love those Oakley flight decks. I think those are the best goggles. All right, just gonna check the latest questions here. Rusty McDonald has an awesome question. Which is better, Whistler or Blackcomb? My favorite mountain is Blackcomb. I find it just has like a better pitch to it. It's more just like snowboarder friendly, just with more of a consistent pitch, where Whistler is kind of the pitch of it, kind of like, you know, you go down and then it flattens out for a bit, then it goes down and flattens out. So not as snowboard friendly. And I also find that on Blackcomb, there's some like alpine runs that are more like, you feel like you're in like on a big mountain with like lots of alpine. The Spanky's Ladder area on Blackcomb is pretty incredible, and a few other spots. So Blackcomb is definitely my favorite mountain. And Christian Lucian says, hey Kevin, hello from Germany. Awesome, thanks for watching from Germany, Christian. And Snoopin' J says, you hit any slopes in Washington? I have not hit any slopes yet in Washington, but we'll definitely try to change that next season. And Defnox says, I noticed that you have been wearing Oakley line miners. What's your opinion about them? Yeah, I love the line miners. I feel like compared to the flight decks, they're a bit more like, they're a bit closer to your face. So they're not as big, but because they're closer to your face, your field of view is still like really big, and you know, you don't really see the frame of the goggle at all. So both those goggles are really good. I don't know which one is my favorite. They're like, it's almost like a tie, but I don't know. I'd lean maybe slightly towards the line miners, but I don't have as many lenses as I do for the flight decks. So I don't know. They're both really, really good. Yeah. Jasper Spencer says, when and where are you riding in New Zealand? So I think we're going to be riding mostly at Cardrona. So Cardrona has said that they're gonna help us out with some lift tickets. So that's a huge for traveling and going to new places, is getting some help with tickets. And I think that's also where David Jones rides as well. So if we're gonna be doing some collab videos, then we probably have to ride at the same places that David does. So, and I've heard too that Cardrona has the best park. So that's a big one. Venom Gaming, any big adventures planned, Kevin? Yeah, some big adventures coming up. So the one that's going to be next is going back down to Oregon, to Mount Hood, Timberline Lodge. Going to be riding, going to be at High Cascade Session 1. So really excited for that adventure. Then going to be off to New Zealand and Australia for about a month or so for some snowboarding down in the Southern Hemisphere. And beyond that, I'm not sure. But there's going to be some crazy fall stuff happening. CJ Explored with the super chat. Thanks, CJ, man. Appreciate it. CJ says, sweet. I'll go with my 159 wide twin over my undersized 150 K287. Got stuck in a snake run by the kids' park, Breckenridge closing day. Hashtag banana fund. Awesome. Thanks, man, for the banana fund. Yeah, I think that's a good choice, man. For myself too, I find that in the slush, so riding the Westmark Rocker, it's a bit of a bigger board for me, and I like riding that in the slush just because it helps me kind of like stay surfy on top of that slushy snow a bit better. So I think the 159 wide is a good choice, man. Yeah, have fun riding down over there in Colorado. Hopefully you run into TJ as well. And Brink says, are you going to try the Oakley Fall Line XL? Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yeah, I've heard that there's some XLs coming out for Oakley, and it would be, I feel like the Fall Line lasts, the ones that I have this season that Sporter X hooked me up with, the Fall Lines were a little bit too small peripheral wise. So it'll be cool to check out an XL version. And Aaron says, what's up from Scotland? What's up, Aaron? Thanks for watching from Scotland. And Rusty McDonald says, what resort are you snowboarding at in Australia? So our pass works in Perisher, Australia. So I think we'll be riding in Perisher. So just a reminder, guys, that after this, in about 15 minutes, gonna head over to patreon.com/SnowboardProCamp. There's a link below, and gonna do another 30 minutes of live streaming. Patreon is just an awesome way to support the channel. For $3 a month, you get 3 perks that, yeah, just to say thank you. And yeah, gonna be the plan this week is to do a bit more of off-season training here in Whistler. May hit the Bounce Trampoline Center tonight and do some skateboarding and all that kind of stuff because the glacier here in Whistler opens on the 9th. So looking forward to checking out the glacier. And yeah, thank you guys all so much for tuning in to the live stream this week. We'll be on again on Monday with TJ. TJ does his Monday live stream, and I do mine every Friday. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is my favorite day of the week to come on here, talk to all you fellow snowboarders. I think we have the best community of snowboarders here in the world. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Yeah, have a good weekend, guys, and we'll see you guys in the next video soon. Later.